Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, I've been gone a few weeks. I was a little under the weather, but I'm back now. And on our board, we have where we left off a few weeks ago. And we'll go through a little review and then move on to another interesting topic related to this. So this is what we talked about, the truth about the illusion. You never see it. You never see the illusion. Why? Because you believe it's not there. Now, you always see, you can only see what you believe is there to see. And if you believe it's not there, you're not going to see it. So we have to start at the edges of the illusion and begin to unravel it towards the center. And this is part of that, because the first thing that you do is to recognize you are programmed to accept the egoic belief system. That belief system determines the illusion. And so that's the first thing you do. You accept it. Once you accept it and believe it, that's the lens through which you will construct your world. And so that belief system turns to be your lens of perception and how you create the world that you have right now. Now, I'm going to take this off, but I want you to recognize you are programmed so completely that you cannot see the illusion that is right in front of you. So I'm going to take this off. Why? Because it's hiding the intricacies of the model that's just right next to it. So let's take this off and expose, for better observation, our model. And our model is this. Now, I am showing the eyeball, but all your senses are basically doing the same thing. They are taking in information from the infinite field of everything out here and magnificently converting it into electrical signals. Now, we're not going to get into the intricacies of the eyeball or any of the senses, except to recognize they have an input and they have an output, which is an electromagnetic signal. And then that goes to this mind-body connection. Mind-body connection. The mind is in a quantum state. The body is in a classical state. This is a transition between quantum and classical. The mind is quantum. The mind is an extension of the one mind of consciousness. And so this mind, your mind, is an extension of consciousness. And my mind is an extension of consciousness in that quantum field. And in that quantum field are all your memories, your beliefs, your life experiences, your values. Now, in the classic world, when the classic world was developed, everything was in the brain. It was never in the brain. But we were unaware at that time of the quantum realm. So we gave everything to the brain, and it doesn't deserve it because it's not there. There are no memories that we can find in the brain, but we believe they are there. So we have developed very good models to rationalize why they would be there. They're in the quantum realm. And from a classical standpoint, you cannot address the quantum realm. It's in a quantum state. And the information is quantum information in the form of qubits of information, which is not available to the classical realm directly. So the information comes electric signals, into a transfer case, which is entangled, which is the mind-body connection. Now, we always wonder what the mind-body connection was. Well, now, it's an entangled situation between quantum and classical. So as the body experiences the egoic world, the mind is aware through the entanglement. Whatever the body does, mind is aware. And the information is in the information is in quantum information. So it has to be translated into classical symbols and words. And much of the information is lost during that. So this was our model. This is a repeat of another model, and I'll try to reference that video. Now down here, an interesting concept, the idea of which one of these possibilities is the strongest or the most important. And these are all kind of positive. Religion and honesty and truth and beliefs, ethics, wisdom, freedom, free will, loyalty, integrity. These are all good things. Which is the most important? And I pulled it off over here before. Beliefs. None of these over here mean anything if you don't believe it. So your belief in the egoic world and your belief in the world that you create is the most powerful. This belief and the belief system. So that's what we talked about in the last video, and we are going to go on to another exciting video for today, right now. And this is our subject for today. And let me read it off my little paper here. surprise in the illusion, the truth cannot be found. And so we have several statements on here that we're going to unwrap. And the first one is, when you find the truth, you have found reality. That's kind of like a belief in the egoic world. The truth will set you free. The truth is important. So we have to, and when we have the truth, we have reality. Now that's only a belief. That's not true. Because finding the truth is like grasping water. It just slips away. And with it, so does reality. You're not going to find reality in the illusion. Also, all your experiences in the egoic world are illusions. There's nothing that's really true. You do not see anything the way it is. You always see it the way you interpret it through your lens of perception. So you don't see things the way they are. But you believe they do, because that's the programming. And it's not true. But because of our programming, we believe the truth and reality are the same thing, and you can find them in the egoic world. You haven't found them yet. So the next statement, if you believe you're experiencing reality, why would you look for the illusion? In other words, if you believe what you are experiencing in the egoic world is reality, there's no reason to look for the illusion or to believe that it's there. And most of you don't. And that's why this is such a difficult channel for some people, because they say, well, this is reality, and not recognize that that reality is covered with a very thin veil. And if you scratch it just a little bit, you'll see the illusion that it hides. So I'm suggesting that we, in this channel, we are starting at the fringes and uncovering the illusion and working towards the middle so that you can see the illusion. Oh, my tea, I'm having a black tea. It's a chai tea with vanilla. It's quite interesting. So these things all go together and match up with other videos that we made, particularly the last one. So now you're not looking for the illusion. Matter of fact, you don't believe it's there. And you're thinking, oh, this guy's just up here talking. He didn't know what he's talking about. Well, let's just go on. Here's the next statement. You see, now notice C, I have little marks around it because it's all your senses, just not your sight. You see nothing as it is. You see nothing as it is. What I call the thing in itself, all by itself, you don't see it. You see your perception, your interpretation of it, but you never see what's really there. This is very difficult to understand. That's why I got this big mark next to it. You see nothing as it is. You see nothing as it is. You see only your interpretation. Now, I see the same thing through my senses. I look at and I pick up information. It will be different from you because my senses, while they pick up the same information, the process will filter it differently, and I'll get different meaningful data out of it through which I make my world. And you make your world, and they will not be the same. They may be close, but they'll never be the same. So you never see what's really there. How can you find the truth? And here's another question you might think about. If you don't see what's really there, are you seeing anything? Are you seeing anything? At this point, let's us look at A Course in Miracles and see what it has to say. And here's what the Course says. It is impossible not to believe what you see. Make sense? But it is equally impossible to see what you don't believe. If you don't believe it, you're not going to see it. If you don't believe you're in an illusion, you're not going to see it. That's why I had to chip away a little bit at the fringes to expose the illusion that we are all in, because it's so magnificent. It hides everything, and it is wonderful and distracting and debilitating. Now, since you see nothing as it is, are you seeing anything? The same question I asked before. If you're seeing nothing as it is, you don't know what it is, really, are you seeing anything? What we believe is reality is only a map of the territory of the egoic world. It is not the territory. It is a map through the territory. And you can use the map to navigate through the territory, but you will never see the territory. So, conclusion. There is no reality in the illusion. Why? You see nothing as it is. And when you think you see the truth, it just slips away through your fingers like water. You try to squeeze it, hold on to it. This is the truth. And you open your hand, there's nothing there. This is reality. You open your hand, there's nothing there. But you believe there is. Oh, how magnificent is the illusion in distracting you. There's much to talk about. here in the illusion, to try to understand it, and to try to appreciate that once you understand it, then you become the master of how to move through it. So give that some thought, and when we get back together again, we'll have more interesting things to talk about. Right here, as always, in the illusion. Bye now.